This is the Lord's Day lesson for November 23rd, 2025, here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. Fully applying Thanksgiving can change you unimaginably. Now, when I say Thanksgiving, I don't mean the cartoon that may come to your mind. I don't mean Snoopy in a pilgrim costume, which, by the way, the pilgrim hats, they would not have had buckles. Apparently that was not the fashion at the time. Just saying. Although it's likely, unlike what some have suggested, it's highly likely that they did actually have turkey in 1621. But that's for another video, another time. Maybe we'll get time this month, maybe we won't. But really applying Thanksgiving itself, as we discussed, with the Hebrew that's translated as Thanksgiving, and that word carries with it the idea of to confess, that it is confession, that it is ultimately not about what you've done, confessing the things that God has done that we cannot do, or the things that maybe we do have a role in, but ultimately it all goes back to Him in some form or fashion, in some way. It is confession, it is confessing what has been done for you. It is getting past ourselves. It is looking at things in a new way. And we have an example of that. Consider what the Apostle Peter said in 1 Peter 4, verse 12, where he said, "Beloved, do not think it strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you, but rejoice to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings, that when His glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy. If you are reproached for the name of Christ, blessed are you, for the Spirit of glory and of God rest upon you. On their part He is blasphemed, but on your part He is glorified." Now do notice the full balanced picture that Simon Peter gives to us here. Now he does bring up that, there's some negative here. And technically getting really technical, getting really literal. No, we're not rejoicing that somebody blasphemes. That's not the point. Rather, it's what it signifies. On your part, He is glorified. Now, yes, by the way, I do recognize in the verses that we just we're looking at there, it doesn't technically mention the word thanksgiving or thankful, but once again, it is very much implied that this recognizing that you're blessed in reproach, that we rejoice that we partake of Christ's sufferings. The way that they treated Him, we can expect no better. But there is a message being sent by what we're going through, that it can be an indicator that we are faithful. It can be a reminder of what we're a part of. With the spirit of thanksgiving, we look beyond the immediate, even the immediate suffering, even the immediate negative. And I realize that's, say, well, easier said than done. Well, yeah, of course. Pretty much everything's easier said than done. That is a given. Why do we say that sometimes? Easier said than done, yes. But doable. Or else the Holy Spirit, through Simon Peter, would not have said so. Rejoice. Consider yourself blessed. Recognize that on your part He is glorified. That even among some of the worst things, we can have a spirit of thanksgiving. Not for the negative thing itself, by itself, in a vacuum, just looked at by itself, but what it can signify. Truly adopting a spirit of thanksgiving can lead you to have a mindset just so different than what you used to have. And when that change it has come, when you are growing into that, there may be times you don't recognize yourself and maybe you're not comfortable with that. That is fine. In fact, maybe that's good. Your old self is not going to be comfortable with your new self, and it might try to come back. Embrace that new you and that new mindset that spirit of thanksgiving brings. fully implementing a spirit of thanksgiving, it can change your mindset in ways that you would not have imagined, that from that sense are unimaginable. This is the Lord's Day. Would encourage you to be certain to assemble, to study and worship with fellow saints, with fellow disciples of the Christ. Thank you for being with me, and shalom.